So I know elevation doesn't really show up on camera like this as well as, I mean, you know, when I look at a hill, I can see that, wow, that's really steep. But it's a little more difficult on camera. But I will be going up that hill there and around it. And I've already come up from that direction, and again, I know probably on camera it doesn't look like it was that much of a climb, but it's a decent climb. That's already about 150 feet in about half a mile. So, you know, it's a semi-steep climb. Nothing compared to some of the ones I'll hit in the Sierras, but I mean, it's a start for training and stuff like that. And then I've got a steeper one coming here. So, Black Diamond Regional Preserve, that's what we've got so far, is some hill climbs. Okay, at exactly 1 mile, I'm done with the first big climb. And again, I know on the camera it doesn't seem like much, but I came up a pretty good distance and was rewarded with a pretty neat view going off into the valley. You can see that big bank out there, kind of mist fog. When I was driving here from the Central Valley, I was socked in Tule fog. It was just gray, kind of miserable looking, just totally clouded in. And then once I got within about a mile of these foothills, just cleared up. And it's just a beautiful day up here in this area, just fantastic. So it's inspired me. I'm going to keep on going. So, like with almost every East Bay Regional Park I've been in, I have to tell you, I always got to mention it. One of the things that I am thankful for, let me get these trekking poles out of the way, is stuff like that. East Bay Regional Parks is outstanding when it comes to marking the trails, so that you can get one of their little regional maps like I've got, and usually the trailhead has a little box for maps in it and stuff like that, that's usually kept in stock. EBRP is really good about that. Their trails are very well marked, and then you can take one of those maps and follow them very well. You know where you're at. It's really cool. I'm going to be ducking up here and around that corner looking for what's called the Prospect Tunnel, because this used to be a mining area. In fact, going that direction is the Star Mine Trail, because the Star Mine used to be here, and you can take a tour of the mine if you come here. Black Diamond Regional Park is pretty amazing. And it's like many of the regional parks in these hills, I've only scratched the surface. I'm on the Stewartville Trail, and I'm going to take this little side trail up to the Prospect Tunnel. But I've only scratched the surface of all the trails in just this one regional park. It is pretty incredible. So really enjoying it, and time for me to get up this hill here to get into this tunnel. Well, I'm actually surprised, because it was a little closer than I thought it was. It's a little over I'm about 2.5 miles in, with a relatively decent climb to get to it. But I have reached the Prospect Tunnel. So I'm going to go inside that thing. Fortunately, because I knew I was aiming for it today, I brought my headlamp with me, so I will have a light. And let's go inside and see what's going on. I don't think there's any bears in there, at least not for a long time. So for those of you who don't know, a prospect tunnel is in an area where there's mining. They'll dig a certain distance into a hill to see if they hit anything. And if they do, as far as I know, it becomes a mine. If they don't, they move on to somewhere else and it's just a prospect tunnel. And so since this is a prospect tunnel, I assume they never found anything. And around here, I believe they were digging for coal, is I think what they were looking for. But look at that, it keeps going on in there. I'm gonna move a little further in. So that's the opening way back there. And it stretches on down in there. That's pretty amazing. And I have to tell you, it is kind of warm in here. So I don't know if Mount Diablo was reactivated as a volcano or if that's just how it is when you're underground, but it's kind of warm compared to the cool air outside. It's pretty interesting how as soon as I stepped in, it was kind of humid and warm. Kind of a wild feeling. Well, all right, you know, that's one of those things where I looked at these trails and kind of studied them on Google Maps on my computer. I've done it several times, and oh, the prospect tunnel would be really cool to see that someday. So that's just one of those things where, you know, you do it, you get up, you get out there on the trail. I made it, I went inside the prospect tunnel, explored, had a good time, celebrated outside with a little bit of a meal, light snack. And now I'm going to start heading back. But as far as Black Diamond Regional Parks, it's a winner as far as I'm concerned. Definitely worth coming out here if you're a hiker or runner. There are some trails here that horses and bikes are welcome on as well. And as I said in my previous little stop back there, the trails are well marked, and just this one trail I've been on is just the bare surface. There are things here you can take, like I said, a tour of the mine. There's an old town that used to be further down on the other side of this park, and now the only thing remaining is the cemetery. It's still there. There's the prospect tunnel. There's all kinds of things to come here and see. It is really something. Black Diamond Regional Preserve, amazing place. Come on and see it. One last thing I wanted to mention, for both times that I've been here to Black Diamond, I got in through what's basically the back gate. When you go to Contra Loma Regional Park, which is where the reservoir is, there's a parking area just before you actually enter Contra Loma Park, and that gets you to the Stewartville Trail and the Homestead Trail and several other trails through the back part, our east side basically of Black Diamond Park. And so that put me within 2.5 miles of the Prospect Trail. If you come in through the main gate for Black Diamond Regional Park, it's a bit of a further hike than that, because like I say, there's a whole bunch of trails. So just wanted to put that out there, let you know there's a couple of ways to get into Black Diamond Park. There's, you know, it's kind of got a back gate that gets you into these backer trails. So So I got to get all the way down there behind me. You can see that's the car park where I've got it down there. I will have a total of probably 5.5 miles when I'm done, which isn't bad considering that there was some decent elevation going up and down to do that 5.5. I usually try and get 4 to 5 in. That's usually on nice flat valley trails and levee roads and stuff. So doing the hills like this, up and downs, is good training, and I'm glad I was able to still do the same distance while doing the elevation like that. It's been a really cool trip. So again, I can't say enough about Black Diamond Mines Regional Preserve. It's an awesome park. Come check it out. There's a lot to see here, and I will be back to see the rest of it because I've only gotten a little bit here. But the Prospect Tunnel was really cool. I really want to get to the other side and see the cemetery and some of that area out there. So I'll be back to this one, but for now, hey, that's Black Diamond Regional Park.